don't know about you, but I find that there is so much advice out there on how to start your mornings. Cold plunges, long workouts, a million steps to follow. But I found that the simpler my mornings are, the better they feel, especially in autumn. I love slowing down, creating a peaceful space, and just enjoying those first quiet moments of the day. A morning routine really doesn't have to be complicated. It's just about caring for yourself and setting up the rest of your day for success. So, let's start the day together with my simple and cozy autumn morning routine. Good morning. It is an unbelievably beautiful day today. The weather this morning is so perfectly autumnal. It's stunning. Bright sunshine, completely blue skies, but just a little bit of a nip in the air. Oh, it's so nice. I'm now just sat in my car outside the gym, finishing my coffee. It's one of those mornings where I just feel like I really need to drink the whole thing. Today, we're going to spend the morning together. We're going to do a bit of a combo of me both showing you what my autumn morning routine is normally like, and also adding in some stuff that I want my autumn routine to look like. So there's a few things that I'm not doing at the moment that I really want to do going into the new season, and there's a couple of things that I also want to switch out that I want to get rid of. I've been doing in summer that I don't really want to do in autumn. We're going to kind of craft my perfect autumn morning routine together. Right now I'm going to head into the gym. I can't actually film in there, so you're probably not going to see me do anything in the gym. It's just like a full body circuit today. Honestly, more often than not, as I'm starting to go to the gym a little bit more, I am going to need to start separating it out. Broadly speaking, I prefer it if I can just do like a full body conditioning thing rather than doing like a proper split of like leg days, upper body days, etc. But I might need to start considering that soon. But anyway, let's get into the gym and let's spend the morning together. One as well. I know it is truly the whole point of this video, but this morning is feeling so autumnal. I've got candles lit everywhere. I've got one by the coffee machine, one on the windowsill. I've lit one on the side there. I've also got one lit up there as well. And I don't know, there is just something especially autumnal about a candle. I don't know if this is like a really reductive or just kind of dumb thing to say, but I don't know if it's because candles are orange, or like obviously they give off such like an orange glowy light. They just feel especially suitable for this time of year. I've got my candles lit, I've got my cup of tea. When I was getting ready this morning, I did my first watch of some Gilmore Girls of the season. I have to say, I have now seen it all so many times that I don't really feel the need to like start it from the beginning and watch it all the way through, which is normally what I would do at the beginning of the season. You kind of start watching episode 1 on September 1st and then you just like watch it throughout the entire season. But I think I've seen it so much now that it's kind of become more background TV for me, and I can just dip in and out of any random episode. So the episode that I watched this morning, or like the bit of the episode I watched this morning, was Rory's 16th birthday. It's actually such a good episode, that one. But that also helped me set the mood for the new season, putting on Gilmore Girls for the first time. And then the weather. One thing that I do every single morning, regardless of the season, is I go around the house when I wake up and open up all of the windows. I just like to let fresh air in, let the house breathe. In the winter, I have to be honest, it's kind of just like an open for 10 seconds and then shut because it's freezing cold. But I really do like to let the fresh air in the morning. And I just had to leg it around the house to close all of the windows because we seem to be having like April showers kind of weather in September. We obviously woke up to like glorious, lovely sunshine, blue skies, fresh air. And then just now, all of a sudden, the heavens literally just opened. It was like sunshine one minute, the next, like, whew. Even the weather feels very autumnal. Now we need some cozy autumnal breakfast. I do think that there is something extra sweet treat breakfast coded about autumn compared to some of the other seasons. So I'm thinking either, because I want to incorporate more protein into my diet and into my breakfast at the moment, I need to make sure that I get that even from doing like a sweet treat. So I'm thinking either protein porridge or protein pancakes. Now I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to check. Yeah, we don't have any blackberries at the moment, and we normally do it this time of year. And my favorite porridge is kind of like PB&J porridge, but it's homemade blackberry jam and almond butter, and it's so delicious. I think I've actually got a reel of that recipe on my Instagram from last year, but maybe we'll just make it next week or the week after or something, and I'll order some blackberries on the shop, and then we can make that. Yeah, and then maybe today, that means we can have pancakes. Cameron made pancakes the weekend, and now I'm craving them so much I can't stop thinking about them. Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. Okay, right, I'm gonna go drink my tea. I would normally listen to a podcast in the morning whilst I get ready, but I'm thinking, because we're having a very cozy, chill morning, I might put on an audiobook. That also feels very autumnal. Audiobook, make breakfast whilst I drink my tea with my candles. And then once we've had our food, we'll sit down and do the part of my morning that is the more productive bit, the bit that I think really kind of hacks the rest of my day. We'll do that. We'll do that as soon as we've had our food. For now though, let's make some pancakes. Oh, that's an especially good cup of tea. How good do these look? I'm actually so impressed by how these came out. They're so much fluffier than I expected them to be. What? Maybe my most autumn coded breakfast to date. They are vanilla protein pancakes with cinnamon, plum, and maple syrup. Hello. I wish I had been a little bit more organized and actually, like, we are having a relatively slow morning, but if this was like a Sunday or like a proper weekend, then I would have made the plum into like a bit of like a plum compote, which would have been so nice. Instead I've just sliced it on top. I also think doing like a chai spiced pancake with like a plum compote or like an apple compote on top. Oh, it'd be so good. Anyway, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy these because, whoa, I feel like I could just pose with these all day. But yeah, they are soaked in maple syrup, plum, cinnamon, just like all the autumnal goodness. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna eat these, and then I'll talk to you in a bit, because right now all my brain can think about is these. I'm so happy with them. You have to make these. I kind of made up the recipe and I was a bit worried about the protein, like the protein powder aspect, but it's worked. So I'll pop the recipe in the description box and give them a go. can confirm that those pancakes were absolutely incredible. They did feel very decadent for, to be honest, just any morning of my life. They really felt like a special occasion kind of a breakfast. So I'm not sure those are going to be part of my morning routine. Definitely for a special occasion kind of a morning, those were incredible. I've now got my greens. A non-negotiable part of every single morning of mine is to take my supplements, to have my greens juice. And I believe so strongly in the power of habit stacking. For anyone that doesn't know, habit stacking is basically where you take a habit that you already do and you attach it to something that you don't do yet to make it more likely for you to do the one that you don't yet do, because it's kind of comboed with the one that you already do every single day. So I have my greens juice every day, and I want to start doing every single day as part of my autumnal morning routine, I want to start doing my journaling. I'm telling myself that until winter, I am not allowed to read my fiction books in the morning. I find that if I read my fiction books in the morning, I just can't stop, and it eats up a huge portion of my morning. I then end up rushing to try and get my day started in time, and I think it's just not a good way for me to start my autumnal morning routines. I think when the winter comes and the mornings are so long and so dark, I really take winter as permission and as an opportunity to like fully gear down, treat it as like a hibernation kind of a season, and have very slow, very calm reading a cozy book first thing in the morning to wake myself up kind of a morning. But I think autumn, I do believe it's a little bit too early to do that. I've tested that kind of thing in the past, like using autumn as a means to really slow down. And I think you can end up having a little bit too much of a good thing. Like it's lovely to have super slow mornings, but I think if you slow down too much at the start of autumn, by the time you're midway through winter, that's when I think mental health can start to struggle a little bit, because you've kind of become a little bit too insular or a bit too sedentary maybe, or whatever it is. I think that autumn, we should be carrying with us that spring, summer productivity and energy with us, just for a bit longer. So I'm not allowed to do reading first thing in the morning in autumn, but I do want to start being better at journaling every day. You guys know that I always say things like, oh, I'm not really a journaler, or like, I don't really journal, but, and then give you an example of exactly how I do journal. So I think I'm just gonna stop saying that now. Sorry if you can hear the neighbors drilling, it's relentless at the moment, but I'm gonna stop saying that I'm not a journaler basically, because I think I do journal, I dip into it when I need it. And for autumn, or for this autumn, I actually want to start doing it every single day. I think it's a really good way to get your mind in the right place, to set the right intentions that you want for your day. And as I was just saying, I think autumn can be a bit of an in-between. Like, do you slow down? Do you stay super productive? Or I don't know. Sometimes I find it a confusing season from a goals perspective. And because I can be very Virgo, I do attach a lot of my value to productivity and things like that. So when I don't really know whether to be, and to me productivity can be taking things slow, but I need to like know that's what I was aiming for and then like tick it off. That might sound a little crazy, but my fellow eldest daughter Virgos will understand my vibe. I need to be able to tick something off to know that I've like done what I was supposed to do. And journaling, I think, is going to give me a lot of mental calm when it comes to that kind of thing. So I've prepped a few prompts. I'm literally just going to do 5-10 minutes every single day, and I've just answered mine now. If you think you also might want some morning prompts for a short journal before you start your day, I also think that this is one of those things that you can do anytime. If you have the luxury of being able to light a candle, do it at home in like a slow, calm, peaceful way, then I think that is amazing, but definitely a privilege. Definitely do this like on your commute, on the train. You can do it, like I've done it before, just in my notes app. I half started trying to do this last week, and I ended up doing it like whilst I was walking on the treadmill when I was warming up at the gym. But I think you can really do these anywhere because they're so short. So I've got 2 like categories of prompts. So there's 6 prompts in total. The first 3 prompts are all about me trying to get more like present in my body, focusing on the now and not let my brain rush ahead to the rest of the day. First one is, what do I notice around me right now? The colors, sounds and scents of the season. I like this one, like I made this one up because I wanted to have something that would kind of get me to clock into it being autumn as well, just because it's such a lovely time of year. So being able to notice like the leaves starting to change color a little bit, and smell of my pancakes from having just made those for breakfast, the sound of the washing machine on in the kitchen, creating some lovely fresh laundry for me. The second question is, how does my body feel this morning? Is there anywhere I feel particularly tense that I need to relax? So for this, I just try and write down like a few different descriptors, whether like my chest is feeling tight and a little bit anxious, or if my chest is feeling nice and calm, whether my shoulders are feeling tight, or if I'm feeling a little bit hunched. And I kind of just need to like sit up and take a deep breath. Whether my breathing is steady or it's a little bit rapid, I find that one really helpful for identifying when I'm feeling a little bit anxious before the anxiety runs away with me. And then the third prompt is one small thing that I'm grateful for in this moment. So it's not like what am I grateful for in my life, it's like right now, what is something that I'm grateful for? And today I put that it's cold enough that I can be wearing my favorite cashmere cardigan, because I haven't been able to wear this for so long because it's been too warm. And it's not fully cashmere season, but today was chilly enough that I could get my cashmere cardigan out, which I'm very happy about. And then the second 3 prompts that I've got are more about intention and direction. I don't know if I said the first 3, I've kind of titled presence and awareness, and then the second 3 I've titled as intention and direction. And so these 3 are more about like setting my tone for the day. So I know that at the end of the day, I've had a good day, or I've had the day that I intended to have and wanted to have. Number 1, we've got if today had a theme, what would it be? Or it could also be like if today had a word, what would it be? My theme for today is simplicity. So I really want my vibe for today to be just doing a few things really well and not rushing. Like today is I guess I could have also written like a quality over quantity day. I've got a few things on my to-do list that just need a lot of my focused attention, and I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many things to do. I just want to do the things that I do today well and without overwhelming myself. Number 2, I just always do 3 non-negotiables. So there's no way I was going to do a prompt for this activity that wasn't going to have that in there. But what are my 3 non-negotiables that I'm definitely going to get done today, so that I know that by the end of the day, if I've done those 3 things, my day was a success, and I can't talk myself into wishing I'd done more or thinking I should have completed more. If I do these 3 things, my day has been a success, and I need to feel good about the fact that my day was a success. And then the third one is, what is a small act of kindness that I can do today, either for myself or for somebody else, or ideally both. It could be that you want to make somebody in your house dinner. It could just be sending your friend a voice note to just like reconnect, or telling them how much you appreciate them. Those are the prompts that I've got for my journaling. Like I said, I'm going to try and do that every single morning. Now that I'm officially calling myself a journaler, apparently, let me know if you've got any prompts that you recommend I could either add to my list. I reckon I could do a couple more each day because that is so fast, but let me know if you've got any prompts that you recommend, or if there's just any like morning practices that you do that you think make a really big difference to set you up right for the rest of the day. So I'm now going to head upstairs, get myself settled at my desk, and probably transfer my non-negotiables into my daily calendar. That is actually a good thing for me to do with those every single day, is actually block them into my calendar so I know when I'm going to do each of my non-negotiables, and then I know I'll get them done. And then I suppose the next trick is to actually nail down the evening routine when I can reflect on the prompts that I set for the morning. So maybe I'll do some work on my evening routine, and then let me know if you want me to share that, and I can share that with you as well once I've worked out the best way to transfer those morning ones to my evening reflection as well. I honestly think autumn is such a perfect time of year because it is that sweet spot balance between still being active and still being productive, and having that like back to school feeling in September, whilst also having a little bit more permission to just take things a little easier, slow down, apparently enjoy stacks of pancakes for breakfasts. That's something we're allowed to do in autumn, apparently. But that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having such a lovely week, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys.